recent TikTok phenomenon going around the internet about the day in a life of a stay-at-home girlfriend, where women in their 20s, they romanticize the lifestyle of basically staying at home, providing domestic support, while their significant other provides financial support. Now, this is a very interesting topic, and especially in the 21st century, this can be very controversial, and it has. So, let's talk about it. Now, before I start the video, I just want to say that the things I'm going to say in this video are purely based around my observations of this topic itself and the conversations that are going around it. I don't intend to throw hate on the creators of these videos. I'm just going to be playing the devil's advocate and showing you both sides of the story. You may or may not agree with my points, and that's totally okay, and you can definitely voice it out, but let's be respectful and let's keep this relatively peaceful. Now, this video will be divided into 3 segments. One where I talk in favor of stay-at-home culture, 2 against the stay-at-home culture, and 3 a TLDR or like a middle ground of it. So let's get into it. We currently live in a society that places individualism and independence as its highest pedestal. Everything in the modern society and the political sphere is like shaped around it. So because of this, feminism is also viewed in the lens of individualism. When feminism started in the 1800s, it aimed to bridge the gap between men and women in like political, social and economic aspects. It meant redefining traditional roles that women were assigned to that forced them to stay at home, and it meant fighting for women to have some form of financial independence from their male counterparts. So a lot of people associate like modern day feminism with a woman who is like fiercely independent and who's like a girl boss and everything like that. So I can see why like the stay at home trend can be viewed as sexist in their eyes, because they are essentially like sticking to traditional roles that are assigned to women. But what most people forget is that feminism is essentially tied down to empowering women. Now, what can be empowering for you may not be empowering for someone else. For some women, financial independence is empowering. For some women, reclaiming their sexuality is empowering. And for some women, taking care of the household domestically is empowering. Feminism is like a vast topic that is highly subjective, and it changes with time. So it isn't our place to invalidate what someone views as empowering just because we don't view it that way. End of the day, if both parties are okay with this dynamic, I don't see a problem in it. The women are aware of the fact that they are financially dependent on their partner. And if they feel like they don't like this lifestyle or they want to earn something, they can run things at the side. Of course, this might not be like the textbook definition of a job, but it still gets you money to have some form of like assurance. The choices that are made here are tailored to fit like an individual's lifestyle and their relationship as a whole. So what may work for them may not work for you, and we should be able to respect that. What I've noticed with the topics like this that circulate around the internet is that everyone has their own strong opinions, and they try to impose that on others. If they don't fit their standards of assessment, they're deemed to be problematic. Now, we need to take a step back and realize where the other side is coming from. Even though you might not completely agree with their side, you should be able to respect it at some point. Now that we've spoken for the topic, let's analyze the downsides to this. Every choice comes with its own risk, and the risk here is giving up your financial independence. Of course, women who are in this form of dynamic may have their own like side businesses or ventures at the background. But if this relationship were to end, they won't be able to afford the same lifestyle as they did before. And I think it's a very uncomfortable situation to be in. Unlike divorce, you don't get spousal support in case of a breakup, and that can leave you even more financially vulnerable. A lot of young women look at this kind of content and romanticize it without knowing the downsides to it. If you were a full-time stay-at-home girlfriend with no side ventures, if this relationship were to end, You'd have no source of financial income, no professional job experience, or no educational background. Another factor that we must take into consideration is that the boyfriend may not have your best interests at heart. It is a huge possibility that they can use this financial dominance to create an unhealthy power dynamic that can leave you trapped inside the relationship. 20s is the time to invest in something that is worthwhile. Of course, for some people, it can be their relationship, and for some, their future occupation. But personally, for me, giving up your financial autonomy for something that can literally end at the snap of a finger is a huge risk to take. Of course, I can sound like highly biased and it's super subjective, but it is something that I have to say. If you are in a stay-at-home situation, like, all power to you, that's totally cool, but do maintain some form of financial independence, because earning extra money is always good, even if like the relationship were not to end. But if it were to end, this acts as a safety net for you to be like, okay, I can start with something. Now, to summarize everything, there is a reason why individualism and independence is promoted in today's society, because it acts as a safety net if things don't provide like stability. There is also a reason why traditional household roles exist, because if it's done properly, it can create something super healthy and beautiful. End of the day, relationship dynamics are super specific to couples. What may work for them may not work for you. So people who view this kind of content and romanticize it should take it with a grain of salt, because you may not have the same outcomes as them. You should be fully aware of the risks and rewards while getting into things like this. As for people who do choose this lifestyle, their choices should be respected, because ultimately it is a choice, and if that choice is removed, then it becomes problematic. Thank you for watching my video. This is like my first time ever filming a YouTube video, and it was so nerve-wracking. I had to take so many takes. I'm so like drained. I don't know how many hours I spent into this, but it's so worth it. I've been like meaning to do this for a while now, and I'm glad I could. So I hope you do like this kind of content, because personally I do like this kind of content. I do enjoy watching it, and I wanted to like add my own opinions to this pool of discussion. So yeah, so do wait for the next video, I guess. Subscribe, like, comment, all that jazz. I hate saying these things. Thank you for watching my video again, and I'll see you next time.